Let's go.
Hey everyone, and welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today's video will be a slight promotional but also deep dive into the eventual formation of Evnne. Evnne is a 7-member project group consisting of Keita, Park Han-bin, Lee Jung-hyun, Ji Yeon-seo, Yoo Sung-gun, Moon Jung-hyun, and Park Ji-woo. Following in the footsteps of IBI and JBJ, Evnne is set to debut in a few days of this video being released and consists of only participants of Boys Planet who didn't make the debut lineup. If you watched Boys Planet, then you'll kind of understand how all of the members of Evnne are interconnected. However, for this video, I wanted to look more into the 4 companies associated with this project group, and so the plan is to look into the pool of trainees from these companies, how it basically got narrowed down to these 7 members, and just my general thoughts about each company. But yeah, before I start, I'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to my channel. Without further ado, let's start off with the first company. Starting off, Rain Company initially had 2 trainees who joined Boys Planet. However, one of them left before the show officially started, and as a result, our introduction to the company primarily centered around Keita, who had established himself through being in YG's Treasure Box. Keita's journey on the show was pretty legit, as he was commended throughout the show and even progressed all the way to the finale. As a result, including him in the project group made a bit of sense. However, in saying that, there's so much side-eyeing towards Rain Company, because prior to Boys Planet, Keita was actually in a group called Cypher, which has unfortunately experienced a lot of neglect from the company. This became more evident as shortly after Keita's announcement of joining Evnne, it was revealed that 4 members of Cypher would be departing from the group, with 2 of its members participating in Boys Planet and then another one making it to the finale of another survival program recently called Fantasy Boys. It is clear that there is a lack of commitment coming from Rain, as this was the perfect opportunity to utilize the hype gained from both survival shows on 2 different networks. However, this was not done, and so the silence from Cypher contrasted the most random announcement of Rain's participation in KCON, when he hadn't really released anything new to warrant such a promotion like that. Unfortunately, this seems to be a pattern of Rain, as his previous ventures with other groups like M-Black and Madtown show that Rain has an inability to commit to nurturing a group's potential. Despite his status as a legacy idol, his role as a CEO appears to present challenges, and so for Keita's future post-group activities, Rain Company has stated that Cypher will reorganize, but I feel like he has potential to achieve more, and so hopefully we eventually get to see him pivot into new opportunities that align with his talent and potential. Moving on to Yuehua Entertainment, I can't help but also side-eye them just because of Everglow's random hiatus. Like, I get why they laid low during that whole year-end thing, but it extended a little too long to the point where I thought low-key Yuehua was done with them. Let's just hope that this was a one-off hiccup though. But yeah, when it comes to the trainees of Boys Planet, it's a bit of a puzzle trying to understand Yuehua's strategy. I'm assuming that they might have 2 separate divisions within Yuehua, one focused on Chinese promotions and the other focused on Korean promotions. This could explain the fate of the trainees, as from the 8 Yuehua trainees who participated in Boys Planet, 4 of them made their debut in ZB1, and only the Korean trainees were selected to participate in the project group. To me, I get why Seung-hoon secured his spot in Evnne because he was pretty popular, but Yoon-seo though, obviously it's not because he lacks talent, and it's more his screen time was pretty bad that we didn't get to see him. But I'm just surprised because the Chinese trainees of Ollie and Brian garnered a bit more attention, and so low-key, I would have expected them to potentially join the group too. Brian ended up leaving Yuehua, and Ollie is competing in another survival program in China, in which both decisions could possibly be their own decision, and so maybe my assumptions are just wrong. However, the way that the trainees pivoted make me also question the possibilities for what lies ahead post ZB1 for Chungxiao and Ricky. Will they re-debut in Korea, return to China alongside their fellow Chinese trainees, or perhaps even follow a path similar to Sakura, who returned back to her home country before making a re-debut in Korea? The possibilities seem endless, and so I'm intrigued to see what happens, because most likely they'll try to combine the Yuehua members from Evnne and Cuban and Eugene. But will they also be including Zhang Hao and Ricky? We'll just have to wait and see. Next up is Wakeone, which is another real 50-50 company. On the one hand, they've been doing pretty decently with managing DB1, who has seen pretty great success. But on the other hand, the way that they've been mishandling Kepler, thankfully, Wakeone isn't in charge of Evnne's management and are just allowing their trainees to debut. But yeah, looking at the trainee list within Boys Planet, Wakeone had the most trainees competing on the show with a total of 10 trainees. Only Tere would make the debut lineup, with 3 of the original Wakeone trainees of Hanbin, Jonghyun, and Junghyun, along with Park Ji-woo, who left Higher Music for Wakeone, set to debut in Evnne. That leaves 6 other trainees remaining, of which 5 of them left Wakeone. I don't want to be connecting dots that don't need to be connecting, but similar to Yuehua, all of the foreign line for Wakeone didn't join this group and instead left. This could have made sense if they were just really unknown or something, but Wakeone had Haruto of all people. Like, it was undeniable how popular he was and the amount of potential and things he could bring to the group. Like, I just can't. This whole foreign line situation was giving meeting the quota for Boys Planet, and the minute it ended, Wakeone said, yeah, nah, we good. Do note that reasonings behind trainee departures aren't really that common, and so this is mostly speculation. But yeah, that leaves only Sungmin as the remaining Wakeone trainee who didn't get added to the group, which is not cool, but I low-key kinda see his future with Wakeone ending eventually. I mean, he and Eungi were abruptly pulled out from the original group of TO1. Also, side note, but with Wakeone not really doing much with TO1 during their current lengthy hiatus, literally, what was the whole purpose of pulling them from the group? Like, it really didn't make sense at all. But yeah, back to Sungmin, it feels like he didn't really receive the right kind of attention to suggest that Wakeone has plans for him. Sungmin might just be stuck in Wakeone's dungeon until some form of contract expires with him. And finally, we have Jellyfish Entertainment, which will be short since technically they don't have any Boys Planet trainees debuting in this group, and instead will be managing the group. Having no Jellyfish trainees in this group is an interesting approach, which could be giving Switzerland vibes by outsourcing their management. But when I first heard of Jellyfish as their management company, my instant thought was on how Gugudan was treated. However, once again, this does not take into account them managing VIX, who did pretty great within their era, and then Very, who has been doing well domestically. So despite my red flags whenever I see Jellyfish, I feel like Evnne might be in good hands. Now, circling back to the whole fact that there's no Jellyfish trainees in Evnne, they did have 4 trainees participate in Boys Planet, with only Ganuk making the debut lineup. That leaves 3 other potential members that didn't get utilized, which could have been a perfect opportunity for Jellyfish to generate more pre-debut hype and to distribute the attention among the other members too. Especially once Ganuk returns, I can see them debuting as the 4-piece like Tio. However, one consistent pattern with most post-Mnet temporary groups is the ex and friends problem, where not having an equitable fan base within the members can result in an overwhelmingly greater focus on just one member. I mean, I could even see Jellyfish go towards that post-IZ*ONE Cheon route, in which they initially set them up for a group debut, but as time passes, things evolve and the group gets scrapped for a solo debut instead. So honestly, Jellyfish could go either way, and so to me, I feel like it's wasted potential to not consider having the Jellyfish trainees included in this project group, considering they aren't that well known both compared to Ganok and even the members of Evnne. So this would have been a perfect opportunity to put themselves out even more. Final thoughts. From these 4 companies, we get the eventual formation of Evnne, which I honestly am excited for and have high hopes for. I mean, just based on Boys Planet, we already have some decent skill levels within the group to amaze a general audience. I mean, with what I assume to be the main vocalist of Sungun, main dancer of Park Han-bin, and main rapper of Keita, they've got good representatives in the 3 main areas of talent. And since they're a project group formed from Boys Planet contestants, they'll also secure some hype from their association as basically a brother group to DB1. Then to add to that, it's just great practical experience and further pre-debut activities for them to continue generating more hype for once they do return back to their companies for a more proper and permanent debut. But yeah, side note, my trifecta of top 3 Boys Planet trainees that I've been supporting for the longest time have all officially debuted. I mean, we have Wang Juhao, who rebranded as Libby and debuted in August with AI Bay. We have Keita, who will re-debut with this group. Then my other top trainee was Ganuk, who's obviously with DB1, which they're popping off at the moment. I'm kind of interested to know though whether people are still following up with the eliminated trainees that they were rooting for. So definitely drop a comment down below if you do and who you still follow up with. I kind of want to see, but also discuss what certain trainees have been up to and just to see kind of what their future might be at this point in time. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching and let me know your thoughts on Evnne's lineup, how you feel about their debut if you're watching this after they've debuted, and what you think their future plans might look like after this project group. My next video will be more artist spotlights, but this time focusing on underappreciated groups. The next 3 videos will be a trilogy of different groups that I'm kinda worried about. These video concepts is actually inspired by Jihoon's Carrot, who I've seen tackle some real interesting groups that I wouldn't have even known about. But yeah, the 3 groups that I have in mind as for sure to do at the moment are Cherry Bullet, Purple Kiss, and Lightsum. I do also have Kepler and Weekly in mind, but I kind of want to see how their next comeback will do, so I might just have to wait and see for those 2. But if you're interested in any of the other groups, then please like and subscribe to keep up to date, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!